sealed matches, progression matches, and memes. This show has it all. Welcome to the Seal of Progrichalcos. Hello and welcome to episode 37 of the Seal of Progrichalcos. Yes, I am still the same host, despite the old baby face we've got going on here.
What in God's name have you done to your face?
Like with the last couple of episodes, we haven't quite finished the editing on the previous episode. As you can see, we've got quite a lot of the timeline left to do. We're at about 10 minutes of a 55-minute recording for last episode. But I just wanted to get the recording done for episode 37 before I'm away again for a couple of days. Since there are no new changes to the ban list, let's move straight on to today's first set, Extreme Victory.
I'll show you a dream!
Now sadly, despite being the final set of the 5Ds era, Extreme Victory is incredibly bad.
Really bad.
There are a few individually high-powered cards, but the two archetypes they introduce here, the TGs and the Mech Lords, both didn't really work as functioned on release. Obviously the TGs now, and a little bit later down the line, were sort of a crazy synchro-focused strategy. But on release, their synchros were a bit too hard to make, and they only really functioned as a stun deck where every monster replaced itself.
There's no end to them. Where are they coming from?
The Mech Lords, on the other hand, were supposed to be anti-synchro, but honestly they are just absolute garbage.
I've got your lip ticket!
Releasing an anti-synchro deck might have been usable like back in like Raging Battle or Ancient Prophecy, but right at the end of the synchro era, they just didn't have a chance in the sun, and yeah, they're just terrible.
Rope toe!
Looking at the short prints, all these cards are just memes. Self-mummification kills one of your own monsters, Localized Tornado blows up one of your own spell traps, and Jar Turtle eventually draws a card. All power one's neat, but not particularly usable. In the secret rares, we get the most notable card from the set, Tour Guide of the Underworld.
Welcome to the deepest depths of the underworld.
Just an insane card, makes an instant rank 3 once we get to the Xyz era, and obviously with Burning Abyss way later, and then Lynx, just crazy the amount of playability this card has had. The other secret rares are pretty bad, although the Blue Rose Dragon has seen some play in latter day sort of plant builds, but by the time it's playable in those decks it's had enough reprints anyway. The super rares are kind of lackluster. I mean, none of these cards really did much, other than really the Reborn Tengu, which formed the backbone of a lot of synchro lists, and just the ability to float on into endless copies of itself made it a very usable card. Even in like Link Hero, you can kind of make good use of this card. I also just really like this guy's design.
Thank you for sharing.
These other cards, again, don't really do too much, although Debunk has come up a couple of times in side decks, and Safe Zone is kind of funny.
I don't see the joke.
The rares, we get TG Rush Rhino, which is a good rare. Prey Toad was supposed to be a balanced Substitute, but because it was balanced, it never saw any play. Recipro Dragonfly is an okay level 2 Synchro, and then TG Striker obviously being a pretty good level 2 Warrior Tuner, just free special summon if you control no monsters. Very good also for like the 6 Sam. You can play this guy in all your level 3s and easily make Shien. Ultra rares, we just get a plethora of completely pointless synchro monsters that are just way too hard to summon, like the Halberd Cannon, the Blade Blaster, and the Livestream Dragon, and Overmind Archfiend and Junk Berserker were never really saw too much play. Wonder Magician is okay. I think this is the one that pops a spell trap on play. Yeah, it does. It does require non-tuner TGs though, so it isn't generic, sadly. In the commons, Elder of the Six Samurai is pretty good, just a free special summon of a level 3 is always appreciated. Nanashik is okay for Karakuri. Chiju Wolf is also pretty good, a good floater, and can free summon himself from the hand, and Scrap Kong did see a decent amount of play.
Nothing like an old-fashioned scrap.
These Metlord cards are just garbage though.
Avalanche!
In the spells and traps, likewise, a lot of these cards just don't matter at all. Probably the only notable one is the W Nebula Meteorite, just because this card like reads bonkers, but is only really usable in worms, and it did see a smattering of success with them. Besides that, Ninishi is okay, and there is a slight focus on psychic monsters in this set that kind of worked. Like they were sort of a banished psychic deck, but they never were super effective.
Slim Jim, beefy, spicy, need a little extreme excitement? See it, see it! Step into a Slim Jim!
Alright, so going from the top, honestly most of these cards just don't matter in the grand scheme of things. We did get a Debunk, which is possibly okay for side decks. Enough Ninishi, enough Nanashik, great. Livestream Dragon, wow. We are going to roleplay as Leo here.
I don't have one of those marks. But hey, come to think of it, your mark is the reason I met everyone, so in that sense, I'm connected through you.
That and you and Luna count as one person.
What about me? I don't have anything to do with any dragon. How about we name the team Bruno in the 5Ds? Because you're already the...
Overmind Archfiend's funny. Oh god, these cards are so bad. Self-mummification. Silent Psychic Wizard, that's okay, I guess. Ooh, how We did get the Halberd cannon. Annoyingly, this card is like impossible to summon. I think it's even harder to play than the Shooting Star Dragon, requiring 2 non-tuner synchros, which is crazy, as well as a tuner synchro. So you basically have to go formula plus 2 level 5s.
Sounds like a crappy deal.
And then we did get enough Rush Rhino and Wolf. That's quite good for sealed. Alright, so looking at our sealed deck, we are playing a lot of just big beaters. 3 Axe Dragon, he's got 2k attack, he does turn to defense mode at the end of the battle step, but hopefully should just be big enough to out anything Tobias is able to put on the field. 1 Dodger Dragon.
Roger, Dodger.
So his normal summon can't be negated, and also he stops counter traps for a turn, plus he's just got 1900 attack. That's really the main boon of this card. 2 Espegal, this is the first of our banished psychic cards, so if it's banished and it gets special summoned, we can banish the top card of our deck face down, and when it's sent from field to the graveyard, we add that card to our hand. So really whack way of giving you a little bit of advantage, but could come up. Plus it's a level 2 tuner and absolutely mandatory if we ever want to make the Overmind Archfiend. Not that I think we can actually make this card, but...
Why'd you say it?
2 Hushed Psychic Cleric. This card is actually really strong. It's a level 3 with 2100 defense that turns to defense mode on normal summon, and then once a turn we can send a card from hand to graveyard, banish a psychic from the grave, and then if it's sent from the field to the graveyard, we get to special summon those banished monsters, which is awesome. 2 Lancer Lindworm, just 1800 with piercing. And then we do have a couple of Mech Lords. Grenell is really good actually. He's basically Gale at home. He just halves the monster's attack on normal summon, allowing him to run over pretty much any monster in the set. 2 Weasel, just a nice 1800. 2 Mental Seeker, this is sort of the original Kashtira monster, allowing you to banish cards from your opponent's deck if it's summoned from being banished. Kind of funny, probably won't come up. 1 Necro Defender, we can banish this from the graveyard to protect one of our monsters from battle for a couple of turns. 1 Psy Beast, on normal summon we banish a psychic from the deck, and this card becomes that monster's level, potentially allows us to make some of our big synchros, and it also just puts some of our psychic monsters in the banish pile that we can then recur back. 1 Salvage Warrior, he is a 1 tribute monster, but on tribute summon he can summon back a tuner from hand or graveyard, which is kind of nice, and 1900 is pretty sizable.
Swim like a fish and drink like one too. That's the Salvage's code.
Sounds terrible. I don't think I'll be changing careers.
3 Serene Psychic Witch, this is the card that makes the psychics really flow together. If she's destroyed and sent to the graveyard, we can banish a psychic from the deck with 2000 or less attack, and then during the next standby phase, summon that psychic monster back, provided she's still in the graveyard. Really good way of allowing us to get into our monsters from the deck and trigger some of their effects, which is great. And then similarly, this Silent Psychic Wizard banishes a psychic from the graveyard on normal summon, and then if it's sent from field to graveyard, we can summon back that monster. For the TGs, we're playing 3 TG Rush Rhino. When he attacks, he gains 400 attack to become a 2000 attacker, which counters most things, and then in the end phase he can float on into the Warwolf from the deck. Likewise, the Warwolf also allows us to search out TG monsters in the end phase, and potentially if a level 4 or lower monster is special summoned, he can just freely summon himself from the hand as an extra body. 1 Unknown Synchron, if we control no monsters and Tobias controls a monster, we can just summon this card for free. For the spells, we're playing
The magic card Amplifier!
This is just a whack limiter removal for psychics, and then the TGX1HL, which is basically MST for TGs, although it does half one of our monsters' stats to do so. For the traps, we've got 1 Brain Hazard. This revives back one of our banished psychic monsters on activation, and is like Call of the Haunted, where if it leaves the field, the equipped monster is destroyed. And then we've got 3 Psychic Reactor this turn, psychic monsters into DD Warrior for the turn, banishing themselves and the opponent's monster that battle, and then 2 TG1 EMI, which allows us to swap one of our TGs on the field with one of Tobias's monsters, hopefully turning something like a Warwolf into maybe like an Axe Dragonoot, so that's the goal. Yeah, the deck doesn't look very good, it probably won't play very good, let's find out. We're just going to set down the Serene Psychic Witch, try and get some of our psychic action going, see whether Tobias has a pretty strong monster that hopefully we can then out with the Grenell. I said a pretty strong monster, the Jet Falcon doesn't quite count as strong.
Weak and pathetic.
But he is strong enough to beat through the Psychic Witch. On her being sent to the graveyard, we will... No. You can't use Debunk on turn 1, Tobias, but it's nice to know you have it. We are going to banish the Hushed Psychic Cleric from the deck. And in our turn, in the standby phase, we can pull back the Cleric, turn it to defense mode, use its effect to send the Weasel from hand to graveyard, banishing the Serene Psychic Witch from the graveyard. Then we are going to summon down our second Weasel and just use him to hopefully clear out the Jet Falcon, although I was expecting the monster swap for the TGs there since you led with the Jet Falcon. Down comes Striker and the Warwolf.
Pretending life is tough when I'm in fancy clothes. Cry wolf, cry wolf.
Oh god. Okay, it's not as bad as I thought. A Power Gladiator though is pretty big, piercing, and if it destroys a monster, draw a card. I thought that was going to be the Hyper Magician, but maybe that card wasn't even in the set. We are going to lose the Weasel here, take a little bit of damage. Should be pretty easy to out though, using our Grenell, halving it down to a measly 1150, and then trying to run over it in battle. Okay, you might as well get the value from the HL there, blowing up our EM1. And then Tobias will net a draw since the Power Gladiator was destroyed by a battle. I don't think you draw an extra card there, Tobias. Oh well, I guess that benefits me. Right, we're going to go for the Lancer Lindworm here, see whether we can pierce on into whatever Tobias has got set. It's another Jet Falcon, which is easily dismantled, and then we're going to use the Grenell for a nice 1600 direct. Now, okay, Tobias is just setting. This doesn't look good for you, right? We're going to set 2 of our cards, go for our Serene Psychic Witch, just to try and punch in for even more damage. Lancer Lindworm. Fuck. We're cheating again because wouldn't he flip over and be in face-up mode, so you would be up like another 3,000 life points.
So you were cheating, huh?
Regardless, I mean, I don't think you were winning that one, even if you had an extra card and an extra turn. Right, into game 2. That was a very nice, quick game 1. Displayed the power of the Mech Lords impressively. Right, we have got an insane hand. We're just actually literally playing a constructed psychic deck here. Okay, we're going to set down the Espergal though and go for the TG1 EMI as the second back row. Tobias is going to tribute off the Force Resonator for the old Salvage Warrior.
As if we'd leave you. Always help those who help you. That's the second rule of the Salvage's Code.
And Salvage Warrior will bring back the Force Resonator.
Make a girl cry? That's not going to fly. Make a girl smile? You pass the trial. That's the third rule of the Salvager Code.
Okay, have you got a level 7 sync? No. Okay. We are going to lose the Mental Seeker here. Our turn, we're going to go for the Rush Rhino and rush on in, dealing with the Salvage Warrior.
Open a chest, it might turn out great. But until then, it's just a crate. That's rule 4 of the Salvager's Code. Haha!
Tobias just setting and regretting. I'm going to summon down the Psychic Cleric, using its effect to discard Espergal and then banish the Mental Seeker, and then the Rush Rhino can run over the Force Resonator. At this point, okay, Resonator, cool. I mean, I got all of these cards, Tobias. I just wasn't dumb enough to put them in my sealed deck.
What a stupid son of a bitch.
Right, down comes TG Striker. What the hell is this? TGX300. Oh wow, crazy! He's up to 1400 attack. That's absolutely bonkers.
Oh, that's sarcasm, isn't it?
Oh wow! Now the Clock Resonator. He's at 1800. We will lose the Rush Rhino to the Force Resonator. Absolutely crazy. And then in the end phase, Tobias will debunk the Rush Rhino, so we aren't able to float. At this point, we can just summon the Axe Dragonaut, kill the Force Resonator. I should have just killed the Striker just to weaken everything, but I guess it's fine to do it this way. It does leave the Striker on the field with 1400 attack though, so probably not the smartest play.
You're stupid too.
In main phase 2, I will set down the Psychic Reactor and pass the turn. Why didn't you stay vertical? You could have cleared the Dragonaut. Alright, we're going to go for Psy Beast now. We just wanted to put a bit more pressure on Tobias with more monsters on the field. Dragonaut will go to defense mode, and then down comes the Psychic Wizard.
You really are a wizard.
Right, we're going to lose the old Axe Dragonaut here, and then grab the TG Warwolf for our draw. Granel is a pretty easy out to the Psychic Wizard. Clearing him, Tobias will grab back... Oh, nothing. Did you not? Oh, you didn't have any psychics to banish. That is unfortunate for you. Tobias just passing. We're going to go for the... Oh my gosh. We've assembled both Weasel and Grenell. They now boost each other by a whopping 100 points. Crazy. And we're going to do a nice 3600 here, putting Tobias down to the 1 turn clock. He has the Warwolf.
Pretending life is tough when I'm in fancy clothes. Cry wolf, cry wolf.
The Warwolf is getting summoned, and we are going to lose the Grenell here. Not to worry though, we have our own Warwolf, and we can go for the
Crashing them.
TG Warwolf boosted by TGX300.
Into a...
Mechlord Army of Weisel.
How long have you been in the Force?
In the end phase, Tobias will grab the Jet Falcon off the back of his Warwolf being destroyed. Tobias' turn, down comes the Jet Falcon, buffed up to 2000. Okay, that is pretty meaty. I can agree to that.
Give me the meat and give it to me raw.
We can grab with our Warwolf though the Rush Rhino, which will just easily clear the Jet Falcon here. I'm going to go for the Psychic Reactor though first of all, allowing our Hush Psychic Cleric to punch on through the Jet Falcon. We will take quite a bit of damage here, but it is worth it to banish both of them. And then we can go for the old Rush Rhino direct, putting Tobias down to a measly 250 life points. And that is the game. Very nice, quick, sealed match. Now up next we're going to be opening Hidden Arsenal 4, Trishula's Triumph, and Duelist Pack Crow, mixing the cards that we pull together to make our next sealed deck. So looking at Trishula's Triumph, we get a few more cards in the Genix and Dragoonity archetype and the Naturius and Flamvels.
We'll try to contain your excitement.
Literally all of these cards are garbage. We do get a couple of fabled monsters that saw some play, like Nezuchi and Ganeshias did see a little bit of experimentation, but they're not very good. All the extra Dragoonity equipped monsters are also terrible because none of them special summon themselves, so they basically do nothing. Birdman though is a really good flexible tuner for a lot of decks. Aeolio is also a really good card. Hopefully we can pull at least one of this card because it's a really great target to summon using the Miscellaneous Source, and banishing just one, getting a free level 1 tuner out of the deck allows you to get into a lot of link monsters, or importantly the Denglong. And then the other supers all did nothing. In the secrets, Trishula is a good card, and Cerberwell is okay. Landois has seen some play because it can negate monster effects, and Exterio has been cheesed out with Cyberstein, and that's about all she wrote for this set. Whoa, look, it's Blackwings! Loads and loads of them! Wow, crazy! Let's move to our collection. Alright, so there's a lot of nothing here. We really don't care about most of these cards. Just want to see the Birdman, which we didn't get. That's like the one Genix ally card we did not get.
I missed the part where that's my problem.
We did get Aeolio, which is okay, and a couple of fabled monsters, which are fine. No Trish, though. Pretty disappointing. Wings, way, we got the second Armed Wing, Silverwind, probably our third Gale, craziness. We didn't get any of the Blizzard, which is a bit bad for sealed, but who really cares?
No one cares.
Why don't we play
Blackwing
plus Dragoonity, Genixes, Fabled, and the Duroax? I really cannot be bothered to go into detail explaining any of the cards in this set because most of them are completely irrelevant and do nothing.
Let's leave it at that.
Right, Tobias is going to lead us off. Are you going to start with the Black Whirlwind or any Blackwings? What? Okay, Gus the Black.
What did you just say?
I have not seen this Blackwing monster before. If you control no card, summon this card from your hand. Oh, okay, it's just like a free body just to get your Blackwing started. Down comes the Partisan. Are we making a Synchro? Down comes the... What the heck? Where are all these cards coming from? Oh, Partisan actually does normal summon the Militum. Okay, Militum will then summon back the Partisan. Are we getting a big Dragoonity Synchro off the bat?
No.
That is a card.
Thank you, Captain Obvious.
Can we beat a 2300 attacker?
No, we can't.
Right, we're going to set down a card, set down our Crusher. Hopefully Tobias just summons a weak monster and maybe attacks into it. Down comes the old Straub. He's played smart. The Barcher will clear the Changer, and we will take a 1600 damage from a Strawberry here.
And when she kissed me, it was just like she used to kiss me. That taste. Strawberries.
Okay, yeah, right, we're going to go for the Flamvel Saber. This card is okay, he's up to 2100 because the Boss has got a few cards in his graveyard. Not quite big enough to clear the Barcher, who's sitting at a pretty 2300, but we can clear the Strawberry. At least I'm not going to lose to a fruit. Right, Tobias is just going to keep on attacking. At least he's not putting any pressure down. That is like the one small saving grace right now. Sure, right, we're going to set down a Militum, pass the turn. Down comes the old Dino. That is, yeah, that's a bit of damage that we're going to be taking. Each turn, 1700. We're going to summon down our own Dino and send them in for the old
Suicide Pact.
There. Hey, what? Oh, Aeolio has an effect. I thought you were going to synchro using Aeolio and the Barcher there. You're just using Aeolio to tribute for the Dino. I kind of forgot this guy actually has an effect because you never really see him in Jirak. Another very quick sealed game there, this time going in Tobias' favour. Right, we're going to lead off. We've got a couple of Fabled here, not that we can do too much with them. We're just going to go for the Volcanon. 1700 is big. And Tobias has no answer. Right, the old Volcanon can keep punching through. Down goes the Galim. Alright, the Aeolio will tribute itself off for the Galleon. I can't see my extra deck again. What? I am the host though. Okay, the Nezuchi I will apparently reveal this card in hand. You can summon this card from your hand. Oh, okay. So we can summon out the Nezuchi. These Catsith will pop the Galim and avoid the battle destruction. Then we can summon down our Nezuchi, summon out the Partisan, summon out the Militum. We are just going absolutely ham here. Militum is going to bring back the Partisan. And now what the hell can we make from the extra deck? Apparently nothing. Honestly, I think just these big 5 Chunguses honestly is better than anything that we've got in there. We're going to do a nice 7,000 damage, nearly OTKing Tobias.
And all you got?
And is there anything he can mount? He's got 6 cards in hand. Can any of them be stronger than a 1700?
Now we are losing.
Oh. Uh-oh. Equipped with the Branderstock and the Pilum to attack twice and also be able to attack directly. Well, we are going to lose our 2 level 4s here.
Good riddance.
Taking quite a bit of damage as they fade. What does this card even do? Level retuner. Reduce the level of 1 monster unit up to 2. What a flipping great card. Super impactful in the meta game, obviously. Right, we're going to turn our monster sideways. Oh, sure. Losing the 2 Nezuchis and then losing the part. I can't believe I'm going to lose this after I nearly OTK'd using Hidden Arsenal 4 cards.
Gonna cry?
Mistral got summoned from the deck. That's all I'm drawing. This is basically game over. You attacked in the wrong order there, Tobias. I can preserve some of my life total. Not that I think it matters too much. Cockatour, we're just going to leave in hand. Then we're going to get absolutely butt blasted by the Silverwind. And then double Primus Pilus for game. Alright, I'm not too happy about losing that duel in such a humiliating way, so I'm bringing forth the 6 Samurai, pretty much on paralleled power levels.
Try hard.
We're playing the Exiled Force just as a good card that we can pull with the Rota. Glow Up Bulb is an insane card, just allowing us to easily make the Shien using any level 4 6 Samurai monster. 2 Grandmaster, just a free special summon. Triple Kagamacha, double Spaghetti. 3 Mizuhu, 3 Shinai, Marauding Captain, 2 Squire to protect the monsters, 1 Iru, and then 2 Zanji. Just we've got to play a couple of classic 6 Sams as well. Then for the spells, we've got the Book of Moon, double Gateway, Graceful Instant, double MSD, 1-for-1, Pot of Greed, Premature Burial, Rota, Scapegoat, Triple United, Cool, Compulse, and the Double Edged Sword technique. Honestly, this looks stronger than any 6 Samurai deck ever assembled because we get access to broken DM staples that were banned quite rightly in this era of Yu-Gi-Oh!
Power beyond your wildest dreams.
Alright, we're going first and we have the Gateway in the Oh my god, Tobias, you are just absolutely winced. We're going to go for the Gateway, summon down the Spaghetti, get 2 counters, freely special summon the Kagamacha, get another 2 counters, synchro off for the Shien, get another 2 counters, then remove 4 counters, grabbing the Grandmaster from our deck to our hand. Oh, crazy. Summoning down the Grandmaster, getting another 2 counters, getting rid of all 4, bringing the Kageki back to our hand for follow-up next turn.
But wait! There's more!
Then we're going to go for the 1-for-1, pitching the Zanji, summoning the Glow Up Bulb, syncing them off with the Grandmaster to make Barkion, and then set down the Book of Moon pass. You have got to be kidding me. Like, what a board this is. No traps and a negate of a spell trap once a turn. Good luck, Tobias. Good flipping luck. Down comes 3 back row. We're just negating them off the bat. We're going to go for the old Barkion, banish 2 from the graveyard to negate the rivalry. We ain't fussed about that. We must have used the Shien to negate the MST. We're going to go for the 6 Samurai United, summon down the Kageki, get a couple of counters on these cards, pop the United to draw into the Cool, and then we're just going to punch on in, force this 6,700. In 1 turn, Tobias is basically outed, right? Oh, 6,500. And that is the game. I don't even know what Tobias is playing. It's just that it has rivalry and MST in it. Not that I'm too bothered about the rivalry, if I'm being honest, because we are playing all warriors. Right, this hand is slightly worse, although Gateway and Pot, I don't think I can complain too much. Wait, what does that card do?
I'll activate my Pot of Greed card. This allows me to draw 2 more cards.
No, we're actually playing the mirror. Oh my god, that's crazy. Right, we're going to go for our... I think our deck might be a slightly bit more cracked than Tobias's. Going for the MST to blow up the Judgment. Then we're going to activate the Gateway and the 6-Summon United. Ooh, MST though for the Gateway. That is pretty big. We're going to go for the 6-Summon United. Summon down the... Special out the Zanji. We don't have access to our Synchro, so we might as well just go for our big, strongest monsters. Draw 2 cards off the United. And then see whether we can deal with the... Alright, you know when it's like the nuclear bomb versus crying baby? This is what it kind of feels like to play my 6 Samurai deck versus yours, Tobias.
Roasted!
You're still on Shien's Foot Soldier. Why? Right, Mizuhu will get summoned. We'll not quite clear it because the Compulse is going to get fired. That suggests to me you might have the old Shinai in hand. United is going to get popped to draw 2. Down comes the old Shinai. Yep. Exiled Force. How long have I been in the Force, Tobias?
44 seconds!
Bruh! Right, we are going to lose our Zandy here, and then Tobias is going to get in for a nice 3100 here, chunking away some of our life points. We are then going to go for the plus the Kagamicha, making your boy Shien and dealing with the Mizuho. Not quite! Ah, the Squire. That is pretty annoying. Right, Memphis 2, we are going to set the call plus our little instant fusion here as a bit of a bluff. Tobias is going to go for... You are on the original Shien as well.
2 samurai encounter. This is real.
Yeah.
When they encounter each other, they'll like, do you know what I mean? And the first one to move will often be slain.
I mean, he's pretty good, to be fair. Right, we are going to lose our Shien here to the Mizuho's Tribute, and then the... Oh my god, you're going to bring back the Shinai. Do you not have a 6-Sam in the graveyard that Shinai could back? Nope. Alright, going for battle. Why did we... I'm not quite sure how that damage happened, but it's fine. We're going to go for the instant fusion, paying 1,000, making the Progrichalcos. Oh my god, that... I forgot Squire's a tuner! Oh my god, the Barkion is big! Right, it's not quite big enough though to deal with the old Nishi's Chancellor. MST, and that is the us into game 3. You know when it's like the nuclear bomb versus crying baby? This is what it kind of feels like to play my 6 Samurai deck versus yours, Tobias.
That one didn't age quite so well.
Surprising that Tobias was able to mount a pretty good game 2. Gateway United. Summon out the Mizuho. Then we're going to draw 2. Oh, and then go for the Gateways, grabbing the Grandmaster from deck to hand, summoning down the Grandmaster, and then we're going to set down our Fairy Wind as well as our MST. First, we're going to go for the Graceful, pulling out 3 cards from his deck, and then discarding 2 Shinai. Then comes the United, and the 3rd Shinai. Right, we're going to go for the MST, popping the United. We don't want Tobias getting any value from that.
Also, a samurai can tell if he will defeat another samurai just by watching them make a cup of tea, because they see how effective they are.
And that is the pass. 1 for 1 is crazy. We're going to discard the Shien Squire, pulling out the Gub from the deck, and then making... This is nuts. We can make Barkion and negate any of Tobias's traps that he might fire at us.
But wait! There's more!
We're going to grab the Kagamisha with the Grandmaster, summon down the... Plus the Kagamisha, make Shien... Oh, this deck is out of its mind good. Then we've got Gateway access again, grabbing another Grandmaster from the deck, summoning that down, and we have access to Gateway yet again. Not that we need it. This is just an OTK, Tobias. Your life out of here. You're done. You're done, Tobias. This was an actual, like, honest to God, straight up OTK. Wow. The Samurai are so strong. Right, on to the next progression deck. Alright, from an explosive wombo combo deck to a slow as molasses control deck, presenting Worms.
Worms!
Starting off, we have the most conventional card in a Worm list, obviously the Genix Ally Remote. Basically, this card has one main function in the deck, turning himself into the controller, so that with him, plus a level 4 light monster, we can make the Genix Ally Triforce. Now, if this card is made using a light non-tuner, we we can pick one monster in our graveyard that's light and summon it in face down defense mode, which is insane for the worms because it just means we can freely trigger their effects again. So yeah, that's a nice little interaction I have stumbled upon for this deck. We are then playing 3 Apocalypse to pop back row, 1 Barses because he's funny, 3 Carteros to search things, 1 Hope because he lets us draw a card, 1 Worm Queen, this is our main target with the W Nebula Meteorite, just a nice 2700 monster that can tribute off worms to summon ones from the deck, 1 Rokuye, if he survives a turn after being set down he can then be flipped up and actually do damage, 2 Solid, this is just a decent defender, 1 Tentacles to banish cards from our graveyard to attack twice, and then 1 Victory, another target with the W Nebula Meteorite. This guy just gets very big if we've got lots of worms in the grave. Then 3 Zex and no Yagan, unfortunately.
You gonna cry about it?
We are then playing for the spells 1 Book, Graceful, Double MSD, Pot of Greed, Scapegoat, and the Shallow Grave, 2 Bottomless, the Compulse, D-Prison times 2, 3 Offering to the Snake Deity, this is a pretty good way of using our face-up worms as removal, 1 Royal Oppression, 2 Solemn Judgment, and then 3 W Nebula Meteorite.
Oh, that's a good card.
Wow. This opener is the classic worm formation, going for the old 3 in the back, 1 in the front, Bass, okay, into the Yaichi. That is good enough to pop the D-Prison. Down comes the Great Shogun Shion. Right, we're going to lose the Carteros here, grabbing the Zex from the deck. Absolutely, I think we're just dead already, right? You can't attack with the Yaichi because you use its effects, so I will only take the 1700 here. In the end phase, we are going to go for the MST, baiting out the Rivalry, not that that makes too much difference to our deck. We're then going to go for the Zex, sending the Rokuya from the deck to the graveyard. I mean, if you want to halve your life points, be my guest, Tobias. I think that's probably the only amount of damage we're going to do to you this game, though. Yeah, Bottomless is going to fade to the Yaichi, and then we're going to take 42 here. We're not quite dead, but I don't see a way that we can survive. Well, Scapegoat buys us another turn at least. And the Apocalypse with the Offering, I'm going to use that to pop the Great Shogun Shion, and then the old Yaichi. Oh, Shion will use its effect to pop the instead and survive. Down comes 1 backward from Tobias. We're going to go for the Scapegoat, though, being able to protect our life points by summoning 3 Goat Boys. Oppression ain't bad.
Alright, somebody clip this.
Not that I really think we can get much mileage out of it. It's probably a little too late in the game to use. Down comes the Force, and we are going to lose our Hope here, and then the Scapegoat. Hope is crazy, we get to draw a card and then discard it. Nuts. I don't know why they made a card that's just a worse Scavenger. We're going to grab the Carteros from our standard draw, set that card down. Tobias is just going to keep on beating through our defences. Carteros will grab us from the deck. The Zex. Right, our turn, another Apocalypse is okay. We're just going to go for the Zex though, try and mill out some of our useless worms like the Rokuye, and then clear the Exiled Force, or not, thanks to the book.
You gotta do the cooking by the book.
How have you not found another monster yet, Tobias? I don't know how I'm still in this game. I know I'm not... Really? I don't think that's quite good enough just yet. United. Premature. We're going to go for the Royal, at least pay 800 to negate that. Tobias is going to draw 1, tribute off, and that is the game. I'm just going to put this on fast forward because I do not think our worms stand a chance. Okay, going first though, we have a slightly better hand. We have the W Nebula Meteorite. Tobias is going to be very passive. We're going to go for the MST, popping Tobias' Solemn Judgment. Our Tentacles will get bounced back with a Compulse. Where are your monsters, Tobias? We're going to summon down the Tentacles again. Graceful might finally fix Tobias' hand. Down comes Mizuho, we can banish with the Bottomless Trap Hole. Then we're going to go for the W Nebula Meteorite, pulling out the King from the deck. In our next turn, we're going to flip over our Hope, tribute it off for the Worm Queen, summon down the Zex, banish off the Hope from the graveyard, and then just get in. Is this lethal? I got the reverse OTK, what the hell? Right, all comes down to this. The battle for supremacy between the worms and the 6 samurai.
Between sworn rivals, the sort of standoff that creates classic hookup moments.
Hey, how you doing, little mama? Let me whisper in your ear. Tell you something that you might like to hear.
Get away from me!
Triumphant. Looking at this hand, I think Tobias will. Graceful Charity is hopefully going to fix Tobias' bad hand, especially with the pot. Down comes 3 back row, down the Gateway and the 6 United. We're going to go weirdly and go for the MST on the generic back row. Plus, you're going to be able to pull out the Mizuho with the gateway, using the 6 Samurai United to draw 2 more, summon down the Mizuho. I'd take the Warrior Returning Alive to pull back the Squire, that seems just bizarre. Then go for the MST, popping our back row, Mizuho to pop the rest of our things. We do end up with a Zex face down, but that is going to fade immediately. Down comes the Cool, then the Grandmaster out from the deck thanks to the gateway. We're going to lose the Apocalypse, pop the gateway, and then take a butt ton of damage here. We are living on 1 Kartos and a Dream. Zex is a bad nightmare to have. Down comes the second Say No Man, and that is the game. Yeah, that's pretty much how I figured things would go. Alright, next up we're playing TG Stunt.
Alright, we're done here.
Oh, this hand is so good. Right, we're going to go for the Rush Rhino to start with. And then set down 2 of our powerful traps. Tabas's turn. Down comes 2 in the back and 1 in the monster row. Doesn't look like the 6 Samurai, although, I mean, to be fair, a couple of times in the 6 Samurai you've done nothing, so maybe it is. We're going to summon down our Warwolf. Just try and punch on through. Oh, it's the Menace! Genis the Menace. It has been attacked. Lightsworn are the established threat here. Right, Tabas are going to tribute off for the...
Princess Celestia!
I didn't know you had Celestia. That's a good card. Oh, shit. Okay. Tabas are going to mill 4. Thankfully, none of those cards do anything. Try and pop both our back row. We are going to go for the Bottomless, banishing the Celestia. And Tabas is passing his turn. Right, this looks like a pretty good chance to get in some damage. We're going to go for the Jet Falcon. And then just rush on in. Book on the Rush Rhino is pretty big, setting him face down. In our main phase 2, we're going to set down our book and pass the turn. Oh god, Scope. Am I just going to get... Oh, I thought you were going to go for the Black Rose. We're going to go for the book though, set down the old Scope and...
Set it down.
There's no way I'm letting you make a big Synchro 8 here. In the end phase, the Ojama Knight will die. We're going to go for the HL, halving our Warwolf to try and pop these Compose. Bouncing back the Scope, and I guess that keeps you in the game. Do we have a tuner? Oh, we do. Okay, then you're just dead. Right, we're going to make our old Psychic Life Transfer, and that is the game. This hand is pretty good again. Love to see the Rhino and the Warwolf every time. Right, so I was going to set down 2, set down a monster. Is that a Genis or is that a Raikou? We shall find out soon. Graceful Challenge, we're going to discard the Wolf and the Catapult Dragon. And we're going to summon down the old Rush Rhino. See whether we can get past the Genis. No, we cannot. In the main phase 2, we're going to set down 4 back row.
4 back row, Jeremy. 4? That's insane.
Hot is fine. Tabas is going to set 1. Let's go for the Lumina. And then just end milling 3 cards. Oh, okay, we're going to get burned from the Genis. We're going to go for the Warwolf here.
That's enough.
Punch on over the Lumina. The barrier is going to get fired off. Tabas is going to mill 2. And then mill another 2. Do we not have any back row removal? No. We've got plenty of ways to disrupt Tabas' strong monsters though, if he's ever actually able to establish anything. Down comes the Gragonith. That is going to get deprisoned out of here. We do not want to deal with that card, and that stops a Lightsworn name going into the graveyard. Set down our old Solemn Judgment and pass the turn. Tabas just setting and passing. I mean, let's see whether we can deal with this new set. It is the Winyan. What does that card do? Shuffles back the Lumina and Tabas will draw 1. Tabas turn. Just setting and ending the turn. This is Pokemon in the graveyard. That definitely suggests the cool. We're going to go for the old Royal Oppression, paying a hot 800 to negate that. Oppression ain't bad. And Tabas is just passing. I have put myself in a position where I'm not quite sure how I actually deal with Genis now. Honestly, your best play, Tabas. I was going to say you would be stalling me out, but actually you've got less cards in deck. I guess you can just burn me out with the Genis, potentially. That is the main wink on here. We're going to go for the MST, and we're going to get rid of the Book of Moon. That's going to set down one of our monsters. That's okay, we can just flip him back up. And then we will try and battle Tabas's new set monster. The Raikou. Man, how come did you have this card? I wish I had this. Wall Oppression does fade now. Does that mean the Wolf will be coming in? We're going to go for the book, booking the Wolf, just so we can run over it with the Wolf here. Compulse is going to bounce the Wolf. We're going to go for the... I think there's a mistake to pay 3k to negate a compulse. Right, wolf does die to the other wolf. That is a wolf on wolf violence going on right there.
You're not the alpha, I'm the alpha.
That is not okay, guys. It's just you guys need to come together. We cannot deal with Genis the Menace. We can just keep on summoning TG monsters, and I guess we're just hoping Tobias just decks himself here. Premature is going to get fired off. Down comes the old Scopen. Tobias are going to synchro into the Brio. We're going to go for bottomless. Tobias has got the SJ. We are going to say no to that. Say no. And then we are going to be able to make the Iron Chain Dragon. Tobias is going to negate using the Genis. And then we are going to take quite a bit of damage here. Down comes the Dragonith, and that is the game. Man, you actually played that really well. That's annoying. We're going to go for the Warwolf, set down 3. We're not even going to go for the Graceful. Down comes our Light Imprisoning Mirror, just going to absolutely stop Tobias from in his tracks there. Stardust will get summoned thanks to the Instant Fusion, and then we are going to pick up the Jet Falcon. We're going to go then for the Graceful Charity, milling 2 cards from my hand, setting down the Wolf. Tobias is going to go for the Stardust, killing our guy, and the Jane direct. Thankfully, we've got the Scapegoat just to ward off a bit of damage here. How do we beat Stardust? Why didn't we Solemn? I guess we didn't want to go for it too early. We are going to make our own little Iron Chain Dragon here and
crashing the
Iron Chain Dragon
into a
Stardust Dragon.
How long have you been in the Force?
Then Tobias is going to be able to punch on indirect with the Jane. Thankfully, the Rush Rhino is just big enough here. Dealing with the Jane. MST is going to get fired off, dealing with the Light Imprisoning Mirror. Okay, we're going to go for the Gub, summoning the Beast here.
Ow, let him have it, Beast.
Getting rid of the Genis. Riker will flip over, killing the Beast. Tobias is going to mill through. We're going to use Solemn Judgment, the Judgment Dragon there.
My judgment is final.
Pod of Avarice is going to put back all of our TG monsters. Then we're going to go for the Pod of Greed, drawing 2, setting down 2, and then summoning the Warwolf to deal with the Raikou. Foolish Bell is going to send the Winyan for some reason. I guess so you're all out of wolves. Whitestone will die. Tobias is setting and passing. We are loving this. Whitestones just keep fading. We're going to keep on punching in with the Wolf. Are you just like out of good cards? Okay, Solemn Judgment in the Go Oath. That seems really reckless. MST is going to set our monster down. We're going to flip him back up again and then set down the Compulse, dealing a nice 1200 direct. Tobias has another Judgment Dragon, though we might be... Oh, actually, no, we've got the Light Imprisoning. We're good. Gozen is going to get fired off crazy. MST on our final summon limit. And then is this just the game? Nope. Okay, Tobias is still living. One Warwolf and a dream, baby. Oh, that felt good. Alright, for our final progression deck. There's no way I could end the 5Ds era without returning to our big synchro pile list. Especially now we have the old TG Halberd cannon. Now, this deck is specifically built to summon this card. And to that end, we are playing, obviously, the Quick Draws, the Volcanic Shells, the Trickies, some fabled monsters because they can summon themselves for free when they're discarded, Armageddon Knight to get the Level Eater in the grave, Gub, AD Changer, Plague Spreader, Chaos Sork for finishing, and also has the level 6 that we can then level eat, put him down to a 5 to make our synchros even stronger, and then 2 Doppel Warrior as well. For the spells, we've got triple Dark World Dealings to allow us to thin through our deck, discarding the fabled monsters that freely summon themselves, Graceful, triple Instant Fusion, Last Will, triple 1-for-1, Pot, Premature Burial, Rotor, Tuning to search out the Quick Draw, and the Upstart Goblin. This deck is all Summon Halberd Cannon, hope it is enough. There is no plan B. There doesn't need to be a plan B. Have you read this card before? Of course you haven't. It's a synchro monster that has never been summoned in Yu-Gi-Oh's entire history. But that's okay. I'm here to read this card to you for the first time ever. Must be synchro summoned. Cannot be special summoned by other ways. Once per turn, during either player's turn, when a monster will be summoned, you can negate the summon and destroy that monster. This card must be face up on the field to activate and resolve this effect. If this card is sent to the graveyard, you can target one TG monster in your graveyard. Special summon that target.
He's not very good.
So yeah, we're going to invest all we have into a 4000 attack monster that can negate one summon and then probably lose to any form of removal.
Not a great plan.
But you know, if we can summon this guy, if we can live the dream, if we can excel synchro summon in the final episode of the synchro era, I'm going to be a happy boy.
And we both want that, don't we?
Okay, this opener looks really good. We're basically just looking like we're playing an actual core Fable deck. But we have some more things up our sleeves. Right, we're going to go for the Dark Rod dealings, pitching our Cat Sith. Unfortunately, we aren't able to get any value from that. We don't really want to lose anything else in our hand. Oh, we're against the Glads. That's interesting. I didn't think Tabas was going to be playing this deck at all. I mean, Glads haven't been played for years. But we're going to go for the Armageddon Knight, grabbing the Love Leader from our deck to the graveyard, and then just passing. Could we really not make something more impressive?
Apparently not.
I guess we could have got to like level 10, then the 1-for-1 with the glow up. I don't know, maybe we... I feel like we could have gone much harder there, and now we're just going to get absolutely cooked by flipping Secutor and Test Tiger. Oh my god, how am I losing to a GX deck when I'm playing like the pinnacle of synchro summoning galore greatness?
I think you answered your own question there.
Armageddon Knight's going to fade, Tabas is then going to grab the Laqueri from the deck, activate the old Battle Harmonica. Right, maybe we have a chance if Tabas's back row aren't real. I mean, what are the chances of that then? Right, we're going to go for the old Quick Draw Sync one here, lowering its level by 1 to summon the Level Eater. Anything here to bias before I try and make a big synchro? Then we're going to fire off the Instant Fusion, summoning out the Thousand Eyes Restrict. We're going to use Thousand Eyes Restrict to suck up nothing.
Must have got married.
Because the War Chariot will get fired. Then we are going to sync on in to Jonk
Warrior
and try and punch over the Laqueri. Can't do that because of the Manacle. What am I thinking?
Don't answer that.
How do we beat a monster that can't be destroyed by battle? Answer: we don't. Momillo will get summoned, and yeah, those are my hopes and dreams. What the hell does this card even do? Whole tag team. Okay, cool. Just another free summon. Another Laqueri comes to the field, and then what the hell is this? Gladiator Lash, discard a card. What? When the hell was this card put? Well, Rota is a card. Gets us the Armageddon Knight, and Armageddon out of this game, boys. We have basically lost already. Bestiari, Search, Best Boy, great. Everything's going to get fusioned into the Heraclinos. There goes our Armageddon. We're going to upstart, give the boss some life, just so we can draw flipping nothing. Files of Doomsday, that goes negated, Scapegoat's negated, flipping doodles, okay. Alright, please tell me we actually are a bit more competent here. This opening hand looks okay. We're going to go for the Dark Rod dealings, pitching the Cat Sith, then we're going to discard the Shell, summoning the Quick Draw Synchron, grabbing from my deck to hand a second Shell, summon the Armageddon Knight, pitch the Level Eater.
Things are getting interesting.
Level Eater can
boring!
We are going to set down the Scapegoat and the Call of the Haunted, putting us in a pretty good position for our next turn. Not if Tobias 4 back row.
4 back row, Jeremy. 4? That's insane.
Okay, Laqueri's going to clear the Armageddon Knight and then tag on into the Quest. Not Bestiari, interesting. And then in Tobias' end phase, we are going to go for the Scapegoat hit, just filling our zones with little tokens that we can hopefully big synchro into a powerful monster. We're going to make for our first synchro monster the old Turbo
Warrior.
Then we're going to go for the Call, attempting to bring back the Cat Sith. Cat Sith will then sync, using it in one of the goat tokens to make the formula synchron, drawing a card. We're going to pay 5, grab another shell from the deck. We've kind of clogged our zones at the moment.
Well, stupid clog.
We're going to go for the Armageddon Knight, milling the Plague Spreader zombie, and then we're just going to see whether we can punch over the Quest. Okay, the book is going to set down the Turbo Warrior. And that's all she wrote, boys. Right, we can make a level 8 on Tabas' turn. Maybe that's probably the play we go for, but it's not the Halberd cannon, so does it even matter?
No, sir. It does not.
Oh my god, 2 double tag team on that. A Quest and Secutor are going to both get summoned, and then everything's going to get shuffled away with the Lash popping our shell in hand, and then the Heraclinos will get summoned in the main phase 2, then the Compulse on the Formula Synchron, and then the Momillo to round things off, clearing out 1 token and summoning out the big Laqueri. Well, Pot is okay here. I think we've probably run through just about any chance we had of making something good. Premature Barrier will get negated by the Heraclinos. Pot will be fine though. Those are a good set of draws. Fetch the Plague Spreader back by discarding the shell. Using the shell again in the graveyard to put the shell that we just placed on the top of our deck into our hand. What can we make here? We can make a like 11 synchro. Okay, we're going to go for the tricky by discarding the final shell. Then synchroing the Plague Spreader and the Armageddon Knight to make the Iron Chain Dragon. That can at least clear the Laqueri, and do we have an out now for the Heraclinos? No. We can make some cool boards, but they're not halberd cannons, so does it even matter?
No, it does not. It does not.
Tricky will die. We're going to grab the quick draw for draw. The query will clear a thingy and then go into the quest, grabbing another query from deck. We're going to try and go for the scapegoat. Twice are going to negate. The Dark World dealings is fine. We're just stuck with a quick draw in hand. And yeah, the proving ground, the query, and the game. Give me one more try, Tobias, please.
You reek of desperation.
Sand is not the worst. I kind of wish I'd gone Armageddon Knight before the Dark World dealings, because now there's not much that we can really make. We're going to go for the tricky, summoning back the Love Leader by lowering its level by 1, then go for the Glow Up Bulb, sinking that and the Love Leader off into our Formula Sync 1 and drawing a card. We're then going to mill 1 to bring back the Gub, use the Gub and the tricky to make your boy Magical Android, and we are 1 level 5 Synchro off being able to make the Halberd Cannon. Graceful is going to get fired off. Tobias is going to draw 3, then discarding the Clement Spartacus. Still on Spartacus.
I'm Spartacus! I'm Spartacus!
Proving Ground is going to grab the Hoplo from the deck to hand, and then the Respite will shuffle away Tobias' entire hand to draw some cards. We're going to go for our Rotor, grabbing the Doppel Warrior from our deck, and now maybe we can actually make it. We're going to go for the Raven here, using the Level Eater to dunk the Magical Android down to level 4. Then we're going to summon down the Doppel Warrior since I'm also special from our graveyard. Then we are going to discard the Fabled Raven, 1 card to bump the Fabled Raven up by a level. Level 6 we're going to make the Iron Chain Dragon. You could have at least waited to Solemn Judgment the Halberd Cannon to us. Then I would have felt like I'd accomplished something. Right, we're going to get 2 tokens from somewhere. How are we getting these tokens from? Oh, from the Doppel Warrior. And then we're just going to punch on in for a hot 2600 here. Well, there goes our Android. I just want to make that cannon. On Hoplo and test. Down comes Secutor with the Battle Manica. We're going to lose the Formula Sync 1 here, and then the Secutor will float on into the Query and the Bestiari, summoning out the Heraclinus. We're going to attempt to go for the Armageddon Knight, milling the Plague Spreader. Then we can go for the Last Will, but that is going to get negated. Tobias is going to punch on over our Magical Android, and at this point we're just dead. Yeah.
Waiter, bring me another.
Apparently, I'm just going to make Tobias suffer until I establish this absolutely wombo combo. Okay, this hand looks insane. We're going to go Fabled Louie, discarding it to summon the Tricky. That will summon back the Louie to the field. Okay, then we can go for the old Changer Sync 1, syncing that plus the Louie to make the Formula Sync 1, drawing a card.
Is that it?
I think we should have just normal summoned the Armageddon Knight, if I'm being honest, but then we wouldn't have had a tuner, so I don't know actually whether we could have done anything crazy that turn. At least this way we can open up, I don't know, like a level 7 on Tobias' turn. I don't think we have the Black Rose, but we've got a couple of decentish level 7s. Pot of Greed is going to draw Tobias 2 cards, and the Bestiari plus the Test Tiger into Mamillo, popping the Tricky, then down comes another Test Tiger, summoning the Secutor. Not quite big enough to deal with the Formula Sync 1, but Secutor can summon out the Mamillo and the Laquari, popping our Formula Sync 1 and then making the Heraclinus. Your deck is at least consistent at making its big boss monster.
That makes one of us.
I think you make Heraclinus just about every turn, which is more than I can say about making my big monster. Yeah, we're gonna keep on going.
Oh dear, she's stuck in an infinite loop and he's an idiot.
One of these days we will make Halberd Cannon. I'm going to keep you in this duel forever, Tobias. You're never escaping until I make Halberd Cannon.
I'm gonna make your life a living hell.
Tuning. I'm going to grab the Quick Draw Sync 1. Milling out. We can't do it with that hand. Try again.
I'm reliving the same day over and over.
Okay, this hand is looking pretty promising. We're going to go for the pot, drawing 2. Maybe I should have gone for the tuning first. Go for the Dark World dealings, drawing 1. Sending the Changer Sync 1 to the graveyard. Then we're going to go for the tuning, grabbing the Quick Draw Sync 1, milling the Quick Draw. Can we make it? Possibly. We're going to go for the 1-for-1, discarding Turbo Sync 1, pulling out the Gub from the deck. Then we're going to summon down the Armageddon Knight, milling the Level Eater. then instant fusion, grabbing from our extra deck the 1000 Eyes restrict, Gub plus the 1000 Eyes, making the Formula Synchron, drawing a card, Dark World Dealings, we're going to draw, we're going to discard the Premature Burial, then we're going to discard the Chaos to bring out the Quick Draw Synchron. Gub will mill 1, summon himself out, we're going to Gub plus the Armageddon Knight to make the magical Android. Then we're going to use Level Eater to lower the Quick Draw to a 4, Level Eater plus the Quick Draw, make the Junk Warrior. And now to Boss, I have got the level 2 Synchro Tuner and 2 level 5 Synchro Monsters. I will Excel Synchro Summon the TG Halberd Cannon. Oh, look upon this 4000 attack behemoth with fear and awe, because the game is over. I have sacrificed my entire hand to make this one monster that dies to Gladiator Beast Mamillo. What can you do to stop me?
Hello, darkness, my old friend.
Yeah. Why does this guy not have protection, given how hard he is to make? Okay, we apparently keep on going. Even though we summon the Halberd Cannon, we are not happy yet. We actually have to win with it, apparently. I don't know why I've arbitrarily decided that I'm going to keep Tabas here when I've actually made the Halberd Cannon. We don't need to keep dueling Tabas. What am I doing?
You're wasting my time!
I think just at this point, at the end of my mental tether, like I made the guy and he died immediately. But we can keep making him. If we make him again, maybe this time he will stick and win me the game.
I swear I won't stop until I
summoned Tech Genus Halberd Cannon and won.
1 for 1, we're going to use that, making a big synchro with the Tricky, making the magical android, and we don't have a way into another level 5, so we are just passing the turn. Down comes Graceful Charity from Tobias, and the Proving Ground, making the Hoplo, Boplo. Down comes the Training, whatever, things are getting shuffled into the deck, 3 cards will be drawn. Tobias is going to set 2, we're going to go for the Rotor. You're giving me an extra turn, Tobias. Oh, you fool. You absolute And some damage is not happening because Tobias is keeping our monsters in defense mode. Secutor will kill the Formula Synchron, and then out comes 2 powerful monsters that will dismantle all of our cards, destroying our monster. There comes a Gladiator Beast Hercules. We're going to go for the Armageddon Knight, sending him in. We're going to bait with the last will that dies, and then yeah, there's just no hope. Why do I keep going?
I can lose to Gladiator Beasts
all day.
I know I just lose to every removal. That's all this deck does. It makes Halberd Cannon, sacrifices everything for a monster that dies to every trap in the game. And even like Mamillo just kills him just outright. Right, Formula Synchron, wow, crazy. Secutor, losing to Secutor.
That's a new low even for you, John.
Hercules, yep. Keep going. I mean, this is good for your score, Tobias. So maybe I'm just like throwing you just some free wins here. You're actually going to catch me up fairly soon now. Got another loss. I didn't even get to see that one because I got a stupid notification from ExpressVPN in the way. Right, Prog going to draw 2. Going to go for the Dark World Dealings. Going to go for Tuning, grabbing another Quick Draw Synchron. Gonna go for 1 for 1, making the Glow Up Bulb. Gonna go for Armageddon Knight, discarding the Level Eater, using the Instant Fusion, summoning the Thunder Knight Restrict, going for the Formula Synchron. Then we're gonna go for the Dark World Dealings, summoning out the Quick Draw Synchron, bringing back the Glow Up Bulb, summoning out the Magical Android, going for the Drunk Warrior, and here we go, another Halberd Cannon has been established.
Evacuate the Tech Genus Halberd Cannon to the extra deck.
Oh my god. Well, we summoned Halberd Cannon twice, and still lost immediately. And thus we mark the end of the Synchro era with the Synchro Toolbox deck losing horrifically to a GX era Archetype. Bring on the Xyz monsters is what I say. The best extra deck summoning mechanic hands down is coming next episode as we open Generation Force for our main sealed set, and then for the second sealed match we'll be opening Judas Pack USA 3 along with Turbo Packs 3 to 6. Alright, thank you very much for watching, do take care, and I'll see you in the next one.